What's up, everybody, and welcome to part 7 of our Unconventional Neural Network series. In this tutorial, what we're going to be doing is getting into deep dreams. So the following here is a video I posted a little bit ago. It's a video of a deep dream, basically where I let the machine have a deep dream. We zoom in a little bit, have a deep dream, a little bit more. It's actually a few pixels at a time. And then you can basically take those as frames and render a video out of it, and this is the result. We're going to run through all the steps there, but the first step, of course, is just to have a single deep dream example. So with that, this is like an example of just one frame. So we start with the Andromeda galaxy, and then let a deep dream kind of run wild for a few iterations, and you get something like this. And that's basically what deep dream is. So how do we do that? So first of all, I'm just going to close out of this. And the main bit of code that we're going to use is actually from here. It's from these TensorFlow tutorials, which I'll link in the text-based version of the tutorial because they're actually really good tutorials. They're a bit dated, but the information that's in them is very good. So not only does he cover stuff on Deep Dream, but there's just a whole bunch of other stuff that is useful information to know how to incorporate it with TensorFlow. Just a real good tutorial series. We're currently just going to be working with part 14 here, but yeah, definitely check it out. So in order to follow along, you will need one thing for sure. Well, first of all, you're going to need Python 3.6. I'm using TensorFlow 1.7. You should be able to get by actually with anything 1.4 or greater. I'm using 1.7. And then you're also going to need OpenCV. So pip install opencv-python. Otherwise, you can always go to the unofficial binaries if you're on Windows and you can't get it. Just search for just OpenCV, one word. Click on that, boom, download the one that matches you. Okay. Otherwise, what I've done actually is I hosted on pythonprogramming.net. I'll try to remember to put a link to this in the description, but I might forget, to just deepdreamingstart.zip. So go ahead and grab that. I'm just going to grab that and put that in my working directory here. Right, and once you have that, let's go ahead and just extract. It's kind of large because we have the inception model. I also have a starting image. I would suggest you use something relatively small. This is an 800 by 450. The larger the image, the more processing it's going to take to run through that entire image. But at the end of this, I'll show you another deep dream that I made, and this time I did a full, it's a 1080p dream. It starts off with the Starry Night, but it's actually a 1080p. You could even go to 4K, but it will take a really long time. Anyway, once you've got that extracted, this is all our starting code. And basically download, we don't really need to touch that. Inception, we don't need to touch that. We've got dream image, and then later we'll make something for a deep dream. So this is basically the actual dream code that belongs to this Magnus Eric H. Peterson. Anyway, this is basically identical to what we were just looking at in that IPython notebook. I just kind of turned it into a module. And then we can use dream image here, which let's see if yeah, so this one I have populated, so we don't even have to really run. I'll just run through what I've done. I couldn't remember if I actually populated this or not. So so what's going on here is, let's just explain it, I guess, line by line. I have some notes up here that we can reference as well, but basically everything you need to know is in here. And in fact, I'm going to open this up in Sublime. Let's drag this over. So from the little basically package that I grabbed, I'm just going to say we're going to import the model, load image, and recursive optimize, which is what's going to, the recursive optimize function there, that's what's basically doing the deep dream. Then we specify which layer we want to use. Now each layer is a little different. So like layer 1 is just kind of like waviness, basically. It's really not much. Then layer 2, and basically as you go, the layers are more likely to get more and more complex. Layer 2 is like lines. Layer 3 is like boxes and squares and stuff. Layer 4 is circles. I could even just add it in here. Layer 5 is like eyes. Like it's very good at it like sees eyes. It's kind of a creepy layer, to be honest. But it very quickly transitions into like dogs, bears, just kind of cute furry animals. Layer 7 gets into like faces and buildings. 8 is like fish, frogs, reptiles, stuff like that. 10 is like monkeys, lizards, snakes, ducks, like kind of like, and like it's sort of like everything before it. And then layer 11, I can't remember what layer 11 is. It's like, sometimes it's like weird looking things. Like I can't really figure out exactly what layer 11 is, but again, it's always like a combination of everything before it. So anyway, coming back down here, that's the layer. So you'll specify which layer are we going to attempt to use in this case. We also need a file name. In my case, it's not saved in the Starry Night. It's actually just local. So it's just the Starry Night 800 by 450. And let me just confirm that real quick, make sure. So it's actually not in this directory yet. Oh, it is in the Starry Night. Oh, and I saved. Oh, man. So I made this all like days ago. And I've, days in internet time is, a year. So I forgot I did this. Anyway, so they're all here for you. But I encourage you, you don't have to use my images. I encourage you to use your own images, but I guess I'll leave that there. Cool. I just made my job so easy. Anyway, you can use any image you want. Just take note of the resolution. But other than that, and even in this case, we don't even have to pass a resolution. Later, to make the video, you do need to pass a resolution because we're going to be like zooming in and resizing. Hopefully, actually, one of you guys will come up with a better way than what I'm doing. I'm sure someone has something smarter than what I'm doing. So anyways, maybe you won't need it. But anyway, moving on. So then, once we have the file name, we're just loading in the image from, basically, it's using the Deep Dream load image. And in fact, I'm kind of curious what their little function is for that, because I'm not sure what's special about theirs. Deep Dreaming. Is that Deep Dreamer load image? Yeah, I was going to say, okay. Yeah, so basically all it's doing is just using pill, load the image, convert it to float 32. Anyway, nothing fancy. Anyway, so it reads in the image, then it's going to pass it to that recursive optimized layer. That's what's actually going to do the dream. The other things to pay attention to is like how many iterations are we going to take, what's the rescale factor, num repeats, and blend. The two major ones that I tend to kind of muck around with is number of iterations and number of repeats. Also, rescale factor is kind of takes into consideration how many iterations you're going to do. But all these things you can just kind of tinker with, and I think the best way to get an idea for what they do is to tinker with them and see what they do. But I will just say the number of iterations is generally going to be it's like how clear is the dream versus so like how smooth of a transition are we going to make? So like, for example, from here to here is a lot of iterations. Like that's going to take a lot. I forget how many exactly that is, but I would guess, I don't know, 40, 60, something like that, like many, many, many iterations. Whereas when you're doing a deep dream, for example, if you wanted it to be relatively smooth and not be super jumpy, you'd probably have number of iterations as one. Like each frame is just one iteration from there. So yeah. And then num repeats, this is just basically how clear will the dream itself be. So like the number of repeats that you're going to have, that's like how many passes over the data or how far deep into the layer, I guess. It's really hard for me to put it into words. I really, like I said, I think probably the best thing to do is just to run this through and see what I mean. But anyway, moving along. Then we're going to just go ahead and clip it. So the reason why we're doing that is because you let the neural network run wild. It doesn't understand that the bounds are 255. Like it doesn't understand that you can't go below 0. It probably won't go below 0, but because it never got negative data in the first place. But it doesn't understand that it can't necessarily go beyond 255. So we want to make sure we clip it. Then we're going to go ahead and convert the type, and then we convert it to an image. We save the image, and then if we want to, we can make that image pop up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm not quite sure what I changed, but it says I changed something, so I'll save it. And then, and in fact, actually, I can just run it from here. So this should work. Now I'm doing 20 iterations, so that might actually take a decent amount of time. I might pause it while this is going. Each iteration that you do is going to be a little slower, and then depending on how deep you are in the network, it's going to take even longer. So I forget. Oh, we're only on layer 3, so this actually should be pretty quick. So we're starting with this image, which is, in general, a pretty wavy image. So the results are already up for us. So this was where we started, was with this thing, and we ended on this image, which is, It's actually kind of interesting because you pretty much just changed anyone who's like an art person, like you've changed like the entire thing. Like it's supposed to just be like strokes and very wavy and like almost no jaggedy edges except for the buildings, and then boom, everything's jaggedy edges. Anyway, pretty cool. Like it just looks cool. So that's how you can at least perform a deep dream on a single image. Again, I suggest to you that you go ahead and try to do it with a variety of images. You don't have to use my images if you don't want. And then like another thing I'll do is just like let's say instead let's do layer. Well, let's do 3, but in this case let's do only 1 iteration. Actually, let's do like 2 iterations so it's not just like the original image. This should go pretty darn quick. We'll see. Yeah, so as you can see, this doesn't, I mean, it kind of changed it, but barely. Like you wouldn't even, I think if you just saw this image, you wouldn't say, oh, that's been changed from the original. Like unless you saw them side by side, I don't think you'd even recognize that there's a difference. But then, like, let's go back to like 20 iterations, and then let's do layer, let's do layer, well, so actually, let me just be clear. Layers start at 0, so we would say layer 11, but that's actually layer 12, just for the record. So we'll do that, and let's see what that one looks like. And for this, I'm going to pause because it's probably going to be a little slow. So let me pause it, and we'll be back when it's done. Okay, so actually here are a few different ones. So this would be with 8 repeats just on layer 3, so just a little more. This was with 10 repeats, so you can already see like how much more in depth it gets. This would be layer 10 with 20 iterations and 8 repeats. Looks like another layer 3, just with a different rescale. Then this would be 20 iterations, 0.9 rescale. Looks like layer 8 or 9. I didn't actually save which layer that was. And then again, I'm going to guess this is layer 11, or actually layer 12, but the index would be 11. Anyway, this would be 40 iterations, 25 repeats, and a 0.99 rescale. So anyways, those are just some examples, but like I said, you definitely want to play around, and you could probably spend a long time playing with your own images, and just doing even single images. The outputs are pretty cool. But in the next tutorial, what I'm going to show you guys is how you can do it to a video just on basically your own dream, and how you can actually just make it frame by frame. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next tutorial. If you have questions, comments, concerns, whatever, feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next tutorial.